Blessings and welcome everyone. Just a reminder before we begin. Your rising sign horoscope will give you additional clarity as to how a great deal of your sun sign horoscope may show up, and your moon sign horoscope will give you the less prominent side story that'll also be playing out for this 2-week period. Remember, horoscopes serve best when observed, like a weather or traffic report. You have influence over all outcomes with your thoughts, actions, choices, and deeds. Use the information that presents to help you make the highest choices for the highest outcomes. If you wish to schedule any of my services or like access to more content via my Patreon, follow the links below or go to my website, integrativemysticism.com. Hi there, Sagittarius. It's time to have a look and see what is going on when it comes to your week of April 12th, 2021. And just a quick reminder for you Patreon people out there, remember that the weekly bonus astrology report is coming out this weekend, so stay tuned. And we are doing double readings now, so additional cards for each section. Same format, just more cards. So, what is going on when it comes to the astrology that I want to talk about in this particular episode? Well, we've got a new moon on the 12th. And so, of course, this opens up a 2-week window period, as all lunations, new moons, and full moons do. And this new moon is falling in your 5th house of love, romance, parenthood, and anything in your creative life that you are trying to create, physically manifest, substantiate and precipitate in your world. And this new moon is actually forming a very strong sextile to Mars, which is actually in your 7th house of closest one-on-one relationships. Boyfriend, girlfriend, BFF, business partner, husband, wife, roommate, all the people you have your closest one-on-one connections to. And this new moon is actually quite strong for a lot of you because what's happening is that we are actually getting a chance now over the course of the next 2 weeks to actually not only attract and gravitate the ideal candidate for something that we would desire a partner for, whether it's a romantic relationship or a business plan or a business project, or again, a creative endeavor, but we're also seeing new love languages getting born in all of your one-on-one connections, including how we relate to our kids and how we relate to parenthood. This new moon in the 5th house is magnetizing an opportunity to knock down a lot of personal and relational walls as well, because of Mars being in the 7th house, going through this period of purging all of the walls. Now, whether these are social walls, emotional walls, defense mechanisms, or maybe even gaps in social and emotional development, this new moon sextile to Mars is opening everything up so that they can be all set at their healthiest space and set at their healthiest, I guess you could say, state. So it's a beautiful energy whether you are in an existing relationship or trying to attract something in. It's a wonderful 2-week window for you. So what is going on when it comes to your cards? Well, for your spiritual themes, you actually have the Knight of Swords upright and the Queen of Cups upright. And with the Knight of Swords upright, I am seeing that this week is going to have a lot of assistance for you, especially when it comes to doing a lot of corrections of things that have been maybe operating in a way that is not optimal. Because with the Knight of Swords, we're seeing a lot of course corrections, and this could be happening socially, emotionally, professionally, but also we're having people show up for you, guidance show up for you, maybe even people who are coming to offer some protection coming your way. And with the Knight of Swords, it's important to allow, however, for this to change a lot of your perception of how things should have or are supposed to be. One of the things that I always get on my clients about is getting overly attached to linear progressions and staying on one road or one track, or getting obsessive about it and allowing the nuance, allowing the hows to start showing up in a way where we're not putting everything under a microscope constantly. The Knight of Swords, this could be people showing up to actually break your normal and break down a lot of structures in your life to actually remodel it to be something better. And so we want to make sure that we are good with that change. As we have the Queen of Cups, there is also a tremendous amount of healing going on this week, especially when it comes to things that have been operating in a disharmonious, discordant, or maybe just overall unhealthy way in relationships, in how emotions are communicated, in how ideas are shared, and, even healing maybe some of the blocks in personal development that have been making a pure exchange all but impossible. Because there's something going on with the Queen of Cups where everyone is now having that reality correction. Okay, this is how this is supposed to happen. Okay, people should be able to understand this. People need to be able to comprehend this, to take this information in this way. People need to stop maybe trying to funnel everything through a certain avenue or a certain type of speech or love language or whatever. And the Queen of Cups is creating a new playing field for all of your interpersonal interactions in order for the best relationships and bonds to flourish. As we get on to your material shifts when it comes to your work, your job, and your finances, you've got the Four of Wands upright and the Five of Cups upright. So very polar, but sometimes that happens. With the Four of Wands upright, I'm actually seeing brilliant news coming your way. It does look like there is some kind of achievement that you will attain that is actually allowing you to clear a major milestone in pursuit of either a professional or a personal goal, a personal wish list that you have for yourself. Because with the Four of Wands, what I am seeing is that we are actually stepping into a space where there is no turning back. There is a transcending of maybe your norm, your status quo, both financially and professionally. This could also be a major environmental shift that does kind of rock your sense of normal and stable, but in that good way. As we get on to the Five of Cups, however, I am seeing a lot of you also finding out about something that you have been holding on to, something that you have been clinging to, that you need to give up because it's been gone for a while. And with the Five of Cups, this may actually be something that you have been trying to get back in your life, trying to do over again, or maybe you in some way have refused to let go professionally, or maybe even emotionally and psychologically. Sometimes this can happen where we find out that a change in trend, a change in our, in the professional or economic sensibility, or possibly an alteration to how the protocols or the order of operations or proper channels in your field work just don't accommodate that reality anymore. That is okay, because with the Five of Cups, with that Four of Wands upright, it's basically we just have to let go of something that maybe we've been fixated on to get with the thing that's already willing to take us to success. As we get on to your communications with friends, relatives, other people in your life, you actually have the Three of Swords reversed and the Nine of Wands upright. And with the Three of Swords reversed, I am seeing that there could be some weirdness going on with either a friend or a relative that is not necessarily working on, changing or growing in themselves when it comes to their behavior. And they're kind of just hoping that a situation that has been a point of unpleasantness, contention, or toxicity is just getting dropped, And one of the biggest problems with this card is that we can drop the conflict, which is good, but we're not really doing anything about where the conflict came from, or maybe even guaranteeing that it would be coming back or never coming back. Because with the Three of Swords reversed, the challenge is over, or maybe the squabbling or the quarrel or whatever this is over for now. But again, nobody is growing. Nobody's evolving. It's kind of like an adult with a child on the inside, still trying to be a child on the inside. Now they just want to change the subject. I feel like there could be something going on with this Three of Swords reversed where all of a sudden, we kind of realize that this is an unhealthy social pattern with this friend or family member that we might just want to take a different approach to. I actually am seeing with the Nine of Wands, actually, that this could be another side of the coin for that card. A lot of you are actually getting into a space where you may be going through some big social shifts, where you are deciding that there are things in your life that are too important to be allowed to be influenced by people in your community, or certain folks in your community, maybe redrawing the boundary, becoming a little bit more careful about who you're letting in on what, and who you are letting have maybe an influence energetically or socially on what. We are actually becoming a bit more protective against unstable influences, unstable characters. As we get on to your challenges this week, you actually have the Two of Swords reversed and the Six of Swords reversed. And with the Two of Swords reversed, one of the big challenges I think that you might have to deal with is that there is a way of carrying on your life, a way that you have gone about maybe being that gets you into trouble, that you do need to drop. Now, this might not necessarily be something that is overt. It may actually be something that you have maybe not necessarily been aware of as being an issue or a challenge. Maybe it's just an option you've been keeping open. Maybe it's a lifestyle choice that you've been going into a lot. Or maybe it's actually something where you are holding the door open for some of those unpleasant interactions, like the Three of Swords reversed, the Nine of Wands upright. Do we leave ports of entry for negativity in our life by drawing in unstable people? Are we an enabler for somebody who is clearly not actually doing much when it comes to their own development of a healthy life? This is the time where we have to kind of go, oh my goodness, I gotta leave this. I gotta drop this. I gotta let it go. This is a ticking bomb. It's always been a ticking bomb. I gotta take ownership of my participation in it. We also have with the Six of Swords reversed as a challenge is not going backwards. Stopping something from stopping a cycle from repeating. I'm actually seeing for a lot of you Sagittarius people. And you may be noticing that this isn't just you. Maybe this is, again, a family habit. Maybe this is a work habit, a relationship habit. But I'm seeing with the Six of Swords reversed as a challenge, there's something going on where something may accidentally refresh itself or regress that we need to prevent from doing so. As we get on to your relationships with love and romance and partnerships, you actually have the Ten of Pentacles reversed and the Magician card upright. So with the Ten of Pentacles reversed, I am seeing that there may be some news coming through a partner about a change that is going on in their life outside of the relationship, whether it's something going on with their job, something going on with their family, and you're getting a heads up about it now. And with the Ten of Pentacles reversed, it does not necessarily mean that anything has to be negative, right? So we're not going to project negativity into it just because we might be worried about that. This could indicate, however, that because we are getting this heads up, that this week is going to be all about preparation and the search for alternatives for them. The Ten of Pentacles reversed could even be indicating a partner could be confiding in you about wanting to change jobs, wanting to change careers, change lifestyles, or maybe even desiring a move or some kind of shift to the home environment, really shaking things up. This could be coming from a space where they have become, maybe unhappy with how stagnant things feel for them. And I do feel like, the energy and the impression I'm getting from this could actually be very, very positive. For those of you who are single and available, I'm also seeing with the Ten of Pentacles reversed that there is an opportunity for you to meet somebody. However, they are not necessarily available this week. We are getting that heads up about something that will become available, whether it's due to proximity or space or schedule, whatever, that's going to show up a little bit later. And the Magician card upright is indicating a lot of you are noticing that partners, new and established, are actually becoming not only a lot more artful, a lot more soulful, a lot more mature, but they are actually coming into a space where they are finally embracing a lot of their own true original self. They are shedding a lot of what I call social costumes or cultural costumes, and actually getting into a space where there is real intimacy and real expression and embrace of all aspects of themselves really coming forward, whether it's socially, their sexuality, their ambitions, their drives. All of these things are actually getting embraced and starting to crystallize into what they were always meant to be. Because a lot of performative relationships themselves, well, we're not really getting to a very deep love, are we? Is it love, or is it just congratulations for a job well done, for following your script and staying on your marks? Well, the Magician card is indicating a partner isn't doing that, and whether it's somebody new coming in or a partner is finally shaking off the shackles of a lot of external pressures that may make them feel like they have to do that, and they're really letting themselves cut loose. So that is what I've got for you. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate it. And should you ever want to get a session with me, go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com.